What's your big takeaways?
What you mean? It says what it says. Has anyone scored more points than him? Yes or no?
Most in NBA history.
Well, that's all I care about, then, man. Yeah, because I feel like when we talk championships, that's a team accolade. We get it. We can put more onus on certain players, but at the end of the day, it's still a team accolade. So when we say, hey, who has more rings? Jordan, and then you say Bill Russell. Okay, who's done multiple three-peats? Jordan. I also say Scottie Pippen. You know what I mean? Because he has it as well. But we can never compare and contrast when we say, who has scored the most points ever in NBA history, baby? You could debate all the stuff you want to debate. You could debate all who the GOAT, who not the GOAT, who is 4 championships and 6 losses better or worse than 6 championships and 6 appearances. We could debate all that. But you cannot debate who has scored the most points. That's the one thing that you can't debate. So I love it.
So who you got? Does this put LeBron over Jordan in your eyes?
The numbers are what they are.
I don't know what that means.
The numbers are what they are.
Who do you got?
Who scored more points? That's all I'm asking.
LeBron.
All right, then.
That's what makes a player better?
What's the objective in basketball? To score more points?
Jordan has more points per game.
Who scored more points in his career? Of like everybody that's played basketball, right?
I'm not sneezing
like,
at
you see
it.
what I mean? Like
it's an incredible accomplishment. It's incredible.
Every single person that's done played in the NBA, every single person, it's been a lot of people. It's been some greats. I mean, some scores. Like you said, man, guys that can average, they can average a lot of points. A lot of points, man. All I'm saying is, none of them have scored more points than LeBron James.
Was Kareem better than Jordan?
All I'm saying is, nobody has scored more points than LeBron James. How you want to talk about it?
I just know you're a fan of both. That's why I'm interested.
I thought it was pretty clear. One has scored the most points ever. The other did not.
So you got LeBron.
One has scored the most points ever. One has not.
Here's the next question. Did yesterday change that for you?
Nah. Well, yeah. You know why? Because yesterday, he didn't have the most points scored ever. But today he does. Did you see him went for 38 last night too, man?
I didn't watch the game.
It wasn't even like, oh, he only got 4 points and like limped into it. No, he went for 38 on him, boy. Went for 38. The game stopped. He had to come back through the whole rhythm off, but he went for 38 crazy on him. Yeah.
What happened with them losing? Was it like LeBron going Kobe?
No.
I heard AD sucked.
The way it happened was like this, bro. Actually, the game was a good game, bro. It was just, they were going back and forth. He broke the record in the third quarter. They were going back and forth, though, the whole game. Bron was hot, though. 16 in the first quarter. I think he went into halftime with like 23 or 24. Then from there, third quarter, he went for another, 18? And right then and there, they just kept going back and forth with the lead, But the thing was, I felt like once he hit the record, it stopped the game, like legit stopped. Like, think like NBA Finals, like when the championship is done, and they're doing like everybody on the court, interviews, bring
Is that when he said his quote?
Yes. It was in
Drop the F-bomb.
it was literally right then. So you go from like you're in it, you're grinding, doing all this to now he's breaking down on the court, he's crying, he got his wife and kids out there, Kareem over there, like everybody's doing their thing, and it's like, all right, 10, 15 minutes of real time go by. Hey, now go back out here and play. It's just like, bro, that's crazy. So that's ultimately how that thing got out of hand at the end of it. I think they went up by like 15 or something like that. And after that, it was like, all right, cool, we ain't tripping. But to me, that was the big like thing that broke the flow of it. But he was going crazy though. And it was actually a good game. It won't no Kobe where he gonna take 50, 60 shots to get 60 points. It won't none of that, because I know people, Kobe had this, but it's like, well, he took 80 shots. He's supposed to. God rest his soul, but god dang. Bron was on some efficient stuff as usual. You know that. Because Bron ain't got to force it. Bron just, like you said, he broke the record by accident.
That's what he's done throughout his whole career. Yeah,
broke it by accident.
It's really good. What do you think about when people bring up him as an all-time scorer?
The thing is this, man.
I think the phrasing's wrong. He is the all-time scorer. He's literally putting the ball in the basket. Mm-hmm. I think shooting, though, is a different. Or, like, how do you want to phrase it? It's like you want the combination of a scorer and, like, a shooter. Because whenever I think of Kevin Durant, The stuff that he's got in his bag, just
think,
like getting it from anywhere around the court. Whereas LeBron, a lot of his points were through driving, getting down in the paint.
But LeBron can score just as well if he wants to. He can shoot threes. We saw him develop that. He
definitely got better throughout his career.
He has the mid-range. He can do that. The fadeaway, which he broke the record on, he can do that. He can post you up. The drive is just what he's done the most. So that's like it's just easy to say he's big, he's a freight train, he gets layups. But when you watch how he plays, it's like, nah, he actually has a lot of threes right now as well. He's developed into a really knockdown shooter. And that's ultimately what's progressed and prolonged his career. And now it opens the floor because it's like you sag off of him like San Antonio did in that first time in the finals. You get away with that. Now he gonna shoot the lights out. You give Bron open threes, he gonna hit them now. So now you gotta respect that, and that gives him the ability to drive still. So he still is able to have that dynamic. So I don't think his bag is any different, or I don't think it's any less than KD. I think they're just different body types. So when KD is doing something as a 7-foot dude, it's going to look one way, whereas Bron, super buff and brolic, it's going to look another way. I don't think of Bron, though, as a shooter. He's a scorer, but I don't think of him as a shooter. When I think of a shooter,
I can't figure out the phrasing for it. It's like a combo of both. Because straight shooter, you're talking Steph Curry and Ray Allen.
Right. I think of guys who are like catch, release, they're going to get off. I think of Durant as a high-end scorer or a
Jordan, T-Mac,
Kobe, right.
When Kobe was a little inefficient at times.
To me, Bron is just like that best all-around dude because he has the ability to score like all of those guys. But his game is like Magic where he's trying to pass the ball and distribute. But then at the same time, he could take you in the paint and big body you. Like, he just has that type of versatility. But he also does all of it at a very high level as well. So I just think it's one of those things where with the other guys, when we think of Jordan, we think of dunks and the day going to fall away. When we think of Kobe, same thing, dunks and the fall away. We think of Steph Curry, we think of 3-pointers. We think of Shaq, we think of just post you up big man. With Bron, he could do all of it. So it's just, he's in his own little category, I think, man. I think Giannis is probably the one that could be closest to like his style of category or class.
I don't know if he's ever gonna get that shit.
I don't either though. Yeah, I don't either. But he's probably the only one because even Durant doesn't play back to the basket to the level that a Giannis or that Bron could play. But then at the same time, Giannis can't turn around like how KD can and face you up, pull up on you and stuff, but Bron can do that too.
Yeah, I think KD and Jordan in terms of like, Jordan really didn't shoot threes like that. But KD in terms of anything past the free throw line, he just has the ball and he could make a move or whatever and just pull up on you. Like, I don't know if there's anyone better than him at that.
He excels at that. I'm not saying Bron is the best at that, but Bron is capable of that. That's what I'm saying. He's
very good, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it's like. I can't label him as just a scorer or just a passer because he literally, or just a big man because he does all of that stuff so well. But that's ultimately, when you talk about him being the all-time leader in points scored, I think that's also why he's that. Because of his versatility. When you talk KD, we just said it. If he goes cold from shooting, he doesn't have let me post you up for, the second half and give you 30 this way. He don't have that. When you talk about Shaq, if he ain't bodying you down low, he don't have a free throw game and he don't have a jump shot. So that's how you gonna stop him that way. When it was Kobe, he gonna drive to the bucket, but if he ain't finishing at the cup and that follow ain't hitting, you ain't gonna just turn around and just start shooting threes or just turn around and say, I'm gonna post you up all day and big boy bully you. And I think with Bron, that's why he's able to just keep scoring regardless of what style offense he's in or where the NBA is in terms of just the style of play. You want to run up and down the court, he can do that. The dunks, right? Going to the cup, he can get there. Shooting free throws, he's improved crazily there now. He can hit free throws. All right, he had to learn how to be a shooter, knockdown shooter, right? Added that to his game. So it's like if he's missing the threes, he can back you down. All right, y'all want to pack the paint? All right, you can go ahead and shoot this. Y'all want to chase him off 3-point line? He'll hit you with the mid-range. You want to hack him? All right, he's going to hit your free throws. So I think that's where he just able to just age like this and keep scoring buckets, man. I mean, it's the reason why he putting up 30 a night right now at, old as heck.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's considered between either first or second best player of all time, depending on who you talk to. Yeah, it's a great achievement.
Even though it is funny, though. I feel like in our...
I still got Jordan, but, I mean, it's not even close. LeBron's too.
In our generation, I think we both acknowledge is Jordan and LeBron. When you talk older generation, they want to throw Wilt in there. They want to throw Kareem in there. They do that before they'll just say Bron. And that's the part where for me it's always like, it comes off like they're hating a little bit. To me, I'm with you. when people have a hard stance that is Jordan at number one, I don't knock it because I can make a hard stance that is Jordan at number one. When people got a hard stance that is Bron at number one, I don't knock because you could make a hard stance for that as well.
I'm sure that's going to be a big conversation this weekend at Super Bowl parties.
That's all they want to talk right now, man. Who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? It's like, all right, would you rather go to 6 championships and win all 6? Would you rather go to 10 championships but only win 4? All right, which one's worse? Not going or going and you losing 6 times, but you only won 2 less than the guy that only went 6 times. You know, like what we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like, that's...
I was thinking this middle of the day today. How bad did Jordan's Wizards years hurt his legacy?
Nobody wants to talk about those because it's Jordan. He's 6 for 6. Remember, he ate every championship. They don't talk about anytime he doesn't have success in the postseason. It's just championships every single time. He won them all back-to-back three-peats. That's the conversation. And that's the end-all, be-all when people will stand on Jordan. I get it. But like you said, it's like he got some bad years under that thing a little bit, man.
In general, they actually should be viewed in a positive light because if you look at the Wizards' record before he jumped on the scene, and I think this was, 2 or 3 years from him being removed from that last title with the Bulls, and he just pops in there. Like, I think they increased their win percentage by, like 20 or 30%. I think it was like 20 more wins.
Statistic or is that an individual statistic?
I don't think there's any doubt that he helped them because, I mean, he was averaging, like, low 20s in points per game.
I want you on all of that. I am. I just feel like when we're talking the GOAT conversation.
Oh, no, I know. That was my real question.
That's
like,
always my
does it hurt his argument against LeBron? I think it does. I mean, I think Jordan would be looked at in a higher light if he never played those Wizards years whenever you're talking about the GOAT conversation.
Wait, because he's supposed to have left on the shot that he hit.
Yeah, like that.
Utah.
Yeah, that would have been epic.
That was it.
That would have been 6 rings and how many seasons played total? Probably like 13 or 14.
And that was the complete the three-peat against that Jazz team. Come on, bro. Like, man, I remember that shot too, bro. Craziness. Crazy. But anywho.
I wonder if you ask him. I wonder what he'd say.
Who, Jordan or
looking back. No, Jordan. Looking back, if
you could do it again.
Yeah, if you could not join the Wizards. He was an owner at the time.
As long as he would have dropped them shoes, you know what I'm saying? I got my Jordans with the Wizards colorway. Don't trip now. Came with a little suitcase. Yeah, I ain't get it back then. I couldn't afford it back then, but I got it on the back end. You see what I'm saying?
He needs to make a new documentary.
Hey.
The Last Dance 2.0.
I got my Wizards J's, all right? Yeah. Let's get it.